We've been conducting a poll to see who the audience think has made the dumbest move over the past 20 seasons of Survivor. Where is Erik? Erik, wow, with a new haircut. Oh my gosh. We don't recognize him anymore, the ice cream scooper. All right, here are the dumbest moves. Take a look at this. Flashback.
Erik, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
The 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury, Erik.
During his season, Brandon gave up his immunity necklace. But one of the most infamous blunders was on the original Fans vs. Favorites, when then fan Erik gave away immunity and was voted out by a strong female alliance.
In the first Fans vs. Favorites, Erik was a fan. Now he's a favorite. That's how big an impact he made that season.
It was a pretty big blunder. For about a year, I replayed it over and over, and I had trouble sleeping sometimes.
Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story with characters you love and characters you hate in hopes that it all ends in a satisfying conclusion. Each story we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end while analyzing every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only observing and analyzing the story that is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, but I may include secret scenes and behind the scenes footage from the season to enhance said story. Now with that,
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
did you know that Erik gave away individual immunity to Natalie? Wow, I had no idea. Hopefully, I am reminded at least once an episode this season about this, lest I forget. Erik is back for the sequel to his last season, and no one else from the first Fans vs. Favorites is here. That's right, he's the only one. Will he find redemption, or will Natalie appear out of the bushes and force him at knife point to give her his immunity necklace? Well, on a serious note, Erik made the logo for the channel, and unlike Natalie, I paid him and didn't vote him off 2 seconds later. Just want to mention that because I think it's always a fun thing to mention when I get the chance. But seriously, since Micronesia, the only thing anyone talks about with Erik is how he gave up individual immunity to Natalie. I mean, look at the Heroes vs. Villains reunion. They pulled him out of the woodworks to make fun of him. Basically, the preseason press, and then even when Jeff reintroduces us to him this season, it's all about how he gave individual immunity to Natalie. Like nothing else is mentioned. Nothing. At this point, it feels like a meme. Does Erik have more dimensions than that one move? Yes. Watch his first video. There's so much more to Erik. But that's all anyone remembers is that one move. Their favorites tribe wins reward, and at their camp, Philip Shepard makes a proposition to Erik.
I'm looking at Erik. There's something there that I like. Right now, I think I have the numbers where if I didn't bring you in, let's say, for example, people I'm in line with could still control things here. Right?
Gotcha.
But I want you in. As long as you don't get nervous.
See, sometimes I do get a little nervous, but...
I'm just a messenger. I was sent. I'm an errand boy.
All right.
So don't think you're gonna run back there and say, guess what,
Yeah,
you're right the wrong person.
Philip basically approached me on the first day and he said, you can be with me and we have the numbers, or you can be against me and I have the numbers anyway. Maybe he does have the numbers. Maybe Philip does have enough people that he can control the game. I don't want to be with him. He's a combative idiot loser who makes everybody crazy.
Is Philip crazy? Well, that's what we saw last time when he played, and it seems like Erik is just not willing to work with him. But at the end of the day, agreeing to all alliances is the smart move, even if it's being offered by Philip. Now, why is that? Well, you just never know, because as it turns out, Philip has formed the majority alliance on this tribe under the name Stealth R Us, and because Erik basically said no, he's not in on it. Their tribe then loses immunity, and it is all down to which side will win, Philip's or Francesca, because yes, we're doing the same exact battle from Redemption Island where it was Philip versus Francesca, except this time, Boston Rob is not here to tip the scales. Erik then talks to Brandon Hance about how Philip is being bossy, and Brandon does not like this. In fact, Brandon is thinking of playing the opposite of how he did last time and going full villain. So they all vote at tribal, and
first vote. Andrea. Andrea. 3 votes, Andrea. Andrea. That's 4 votes, Andrea. Francesca. 2 votes, Francesca. That's 3 votes, Francesca. Francesca. We're tied. Francesca. First person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites. Francesca. Francesca, the tribe has spoken.
Okay.
Do you want to tell me what videos I should make? Well, the patrons on Patreon get to do that every month. You also get to watch everything I make up to 7 months early and join our Survivor Fantasy League if you join us on Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you for your support. Now with that, Episode 2 sees Erik on the bottom already. The vote did not go the way his side wanted it to. Not at all. Brandon then tells everyone that they screwed up. That was so mean to vote out Francesca to be the first boot a second time. It's a little funny, but to him it's not funny. He says, Dawn and Cochran, you both will not win this game due to that move. Well, we'll see about that, won't we? Brandon is a ball of energy, and I see why Coach felt like it was a lot of work to keep him contained last time. Brandon is wanting revenge, and I think it's rooted a lot deeper than anything that has actually happened on this season. It's all outside the season that's really got him going.
So I'm feeling a little revengeful, okay?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going Russell Hant style on it right now, man. I feel like Rambo. Like, I honestly feel my uncle's blood running through my body right now. Like it's like the wave, and it's coming back. It feels great. Just, it'd be really fun to screw things up.
It would be.
Just make a camp life miserable. Because I make Russell look like a little
baby.
Yes. I don't want to go out blindsided. This is a game, and I'm playing it dirty to the core. I want to go out with a bang.
Erik is one casual dude, and he is the one Brandon is shown talking to the most so far. Their tribe then wins immunity and reward, and then it finally happens. Philip gifts Erik a name for the Stealth RS Alliance he is in. Well, I guess he's in it now. Philip just kind of like said, hey, here's your name. You're the silent one. And unlike Brenda, who seems happy to be called Serenity and to be a part of the Alliance, Erik seems very much like he just doesn't care. Probably because he still doesn't like Philip. Brandon, on the other hand, is getting closer and closer to just popping off on everyone.
If they're not messing with us, that's good news.
Oh yeah, if they are, I'm gonna go ape. You can't cage somebody up, kick the cage, shake the cage, and then let them out the cage and say, hey, now you're a part of the group, and think that that person is gonna seriously be okay with that? There's no way in hell. What would you want me to do if you were voted out?
I don't want you to do anything. So if you have a chance, you gotta stick around.
If you get voted out, I'm burning it down. I'm willing to burn some stuff.
Brandon came up with this plan where he wanted to just destroy the camp if there was a chance he was going to get voted out or I was going to get voted out.
Would you help me?
I would help you, I think.
We lose, we bring down the house. And we make a tribal to remember.
All right.
And I'll stand up in tribal and I'll say, I was the coordinator of that.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was a secret scene, but again, I think Brandon's real issues stem from outside this season. They win reward and immunity, and that night, Brandon says, guys, I need to get back to my wife and 2 kids, so please vote me off. Wow, Brandon is only 20 and already has a wife and 2 kids. That's a lot at that age. But then the next morning he says, never mind, I want to stay in this game. I don't want to be voted off. Please do not vote me off. Dude is all over the place. And that leads to Philip and Brandon butting heads where yet again, Philip thinks he is running this tribe, and Brandon is over Philip.
This Philip and Brandon rivalry, it's getting to me. I woke up this morning. Who starts the fire? Brandon starts the fire. Who's the only dude in this tribe who can start a fire with a piece of flint? Brandon. So I don't need no old 54-year-old punk bitch telling me don't bite the hand that feeds you. He doesn't feed me. I'm a Hans. I feed me.
No, Brandon.
Come on, Brandon. Brandon's out now.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop. There's lots.
Hey, Phil. Here's a reason to vote me out, you little... Huh? With your stealth RS bull... Huh? I'm the I'm the author of my fate.
You can hear Erik pleading with Brandon not to do this, and then him sadly picking up the food off the ground. It's just like, it's tough to watch. It's hard not to feel for Erik and the other people of the tribe. If any player knew Brandon was going to do something like this though, it was probably Erik. I'm not blaming Erik by any means. Brandon clearly went too far, and it's not on Erik whether he got cast on the season or not, and I am sure many people say they will do things that they never do on the show just to blow off steam. So when they go to the immunity challenge, it is decided to forfeit and just vote off Brandon. That's a smart move. Episode 6 brings with it a tribe swap, and Erik lands on the physically stacked Goda tribe. No joke, this tribe's probably gonna win every challenge from here on out. And upon arriving on the Goda beach,
well, Eddie and I are the ones even keeping us in these challenges. They've been trying to vote us out since day 2.
Who has?
Sherry, dude, she's the worst.
She was in line with everybody else but me and him.
Yeah, we were totally on our own, so if you guys want to vote her out, we're with you.
Yeah, we don't care. Right away, as soon as we hit the beach, Reynolds and Eddie pitched me and Malcolm this idea that, oh, Sherry's on the outside, and Sherry as the person that we need to get off the island. So to me, that immediately raises red flags. I look at Reynolds and I think kind of used car salesman. He's got his beautiful baby blue eyes, and he's talking the talk, but it's not all it seems.
Sherry's definitely over there trying to make a new alliance already.
Yeah.
a good read by Erik. Eddie and Reynolds are actually on the bottom, and Sherry was on the top. And speaking of Sherry, as she is talking with the ladies, she says Reynolds is like a used car salesman, which basically unintentionally echoes what Erik said, and proving his read is a correct one. They win immunity. Erik is then the linchpin to help them win reward, and they win immunity again. So now it's time for the merge. We have merged and the favorites are up 8-4 over the fans, but actually, it's not that simple. In fact, it's a bit more complicated. You see, Sherry of the fans has defected to the favorites, and Malcolm and Corinne of the favorites have defected to the fans. Where is Erik? Apparently in the middle. Cochran wins immunity, and back at camp, we get a real glimpse into what kind of strategic game Erik is playing here.
Just point to me. Okay.
Now, it's disconcerting that my fate in this game right now rests in the hands of Erik the ice cream scooper, a guy who doesn't like strategy, and somebody who's basically proven himself previously to be incompetent at playing this game.
Cool with everything? Mm-hmm. This thing's happening like we have the numbers already. So, what is what we ran?
Malcolm came up to me and goes, vote for Sherry. But Andrea said, vote out Corinne. I have no idea what's going on, but I feel like I'm the swing vote. So I'm suddenly becoming a very valuable player, which is so cool. I just wish I knew what I was gonna do.
So Erik is being told by others what to do in this game. I mean, Andrea just like pointed the flag, and that's his whole strategic move. How will this garner respect from the jury? I understand how it could get him to Final 3, as he will be seen as a GOAT and get him $85,000, but how can anyone win playing a game where others just tell them what to do? Andrea even says Erik has purposely not been talking strategy with anyone. And as far as we have seen, this is true. Like, it's not just Andrea's perception. This is what we have seen as well. While Erik seems to be the same goofy guy from last time, this is not the same guy who would kick it into gear when needed to on Micronesia. So they all voted tribal, and Corinne is voted off. Erik ultimately sides with the side that has the numbers, and when his team wins reward, an interesting idea is proposed on said reward.
Last fans versus favorite was dominated by women in the end. Yeah. How cool would it be though if it was dominated by guys?
The guys get all the women out.
Seriously, Cochran, 3 warriors, 3 united votes. We're a voting block.
You know, Survivor's all about there's like a handful of legendary moves that people have never forgotten. You want to be one of those.
Survivor big moments. I like that. Reynolds, Eddie, and Michael must not know me that well if they think that emphasizing the testosterone unity between us, and we're men and we hate women, and we're gonna, slap each other with towels in the locker room and chug beers. That doesn't work with me. It doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't want to be engaging in any sort of masculine tomfoolery with these numbskulls.
Dude, how can Erik be present for a conversation about an all-male Black Widow Brigade, and yet the show gets nothing from him? They don't ask him a question. They don't show him talking about it. Nothing. Even if it was a blow off, like I'm clearly not doing that. Nothing from Erik. Literally, the one person who was screwed over by this iconic alliance. The iconic alliance is brought up with him being a part of it, supposedly, and they don't get anything from him. The storytelling this season, let me tell you, It's baffling. But as we see in this secret scene,
It fits perfectly to my ear. It's wonderful. I think it's good reception out here for a shell phone. Basically, my strategy has been take the strategic bureaucracy and let somebody else handle that because I don't want to do it and I'm not good at it and I don't like to do it. But in the meantime, I've been bored to death. So the majority of my days have been sitting on the beach, waiting for food to be fed to me and making up stuff as I go along, like making up the fact that I have a cellular phone out of a seashell. Yeah, they're here. They're just hanging out. Yeah, we're bored to death. Like nothing to do out here. We've been out here for 35 days, and I've been trying to talk to my family on my Caramoan shell phone, which also doubles as a scooper for rice. My shell phone, I mean, is probably the best phone in the Caramoan Islands, at least for me. But I mean, I wish I had a book to read. I wish I had something to eat. There's not much to it at this point.
again, what jury will be impressed by this? I don't know. Brenda wins immunity and Michael is voted out, leaving only 3 members of the Minority Alliance in Malcolm, Eddie, and Reynolds, the 3 amigos. Erik's team wins reward, and while on said reward, there is a pool. Everyone knows that they're dirty and that they need to shower before getting in the pool. Everyone except for one person.
Philip's etiquette is not the best. There's a shower to wash off in, but Philip dives into the pool and gets all this mud and rice and all this horrible dirtiness into the pool. You getting naked?
I'm already naked.
You're naked?
I'm naked.
That's pretty much what Philip has done this whole season. He just jumps in without care for anybody else. I mean, he just does things on his own. I'm really sick of Philip being around.
I'm loving life.
I've watched this season 4 or 5 times now, and every time Erik has talked smack, it's only been about Philip. I could be wrong, but it seems like Philip is really the only one that makes Erik talk in a way that you don't normally hear him talk. And on top of that, it feels like everyone on the season has said something negative about Philip, except maybe Brenda. Brenda really embraces her name's Serenity. Take my love, take my land. So one of the 3 amigos is going to be voted off next until Reynolds wins immunity, Malcolm finds an idol, and at Tribal Council, Malcolm reveals, I not only have 1 idol, I have 2, and now all 3 amigos are safe, and we are voting off Philip. The one guy who Erik clearly doesn't like is being voted off, so sign him up.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. You. Eddie and Malcolm both played their idols. Any votes cast for Eddie or Malcolm will not count. First vote, Malcolm. Does not count. Eddie does not count. Malcolm does not count. Eddie does not count. Eddie does not count. Eddie does not count. Philip, 1 vote Philip. 2 votes Philip. 11th person voted out, the 2nd member of our jury. Philip, the tribe has spoken.
Thank you.
Erik is the only one from his alliance to flip on Philip. No one else did this despite knowing all 3 amigos were likely going to be safe. Will this matter? Will this flip on his alliance matter? Well, Cochran wins immunity, and once again the 3 amigos are meant to go home, and this time they have nothing to stop their impending doom. But despite this, Erik sees a possible opportunity for his game.
The stability has been rocked out of the game. Like the legs have been kicked out under the chair of Stealth R Us, and it opens me up to talking with people that Philip didn't want me to talk to.
If we're 4 with you, boom, we're on our way.
You can take anybody you want. If they're gonna split the vote 3-3, assuming 3-3, me being one of the 3 in that,
right?
So let's vote with you guys.
Okay.
It'll be 4.
Cool.
I have to keep playing both sides, which I'm excited about, but at the same time I'm terrified.
If I didn't have diarrhea, I wouldn't be so nervous.
I know. I'm
It's just that I'm putting my whole game in you.
Dawn, I'm on your side.
It's hard. I mean, you know, putting your faith into these people that, you know, as much as I think that Erik's telling the truth, I don't know if he has a different agenda. Like, if he wants to come to this game and say, I got fooled by a girl the first time, like, why don't I just flip with the guys?
I know I've implied this, but I'm gonna be straight. I don't understand Erik's game. I know a lot of people joke this season that Brenda did nothing, but I understand the motivation behind what she was actually doing and how she could have won. She wants to go to Final 3 with Dawn and Erik, and I think both of these people are not going to be respected by the jury in a Final 3. In that case, I think Brenda wins, believe it or not. Just watch her story video, I go into more detail there. But with Erik, it feels like a man too scared to play Survivor after having been ridiculed for years. and years for making one dumb move. So Erik votes with the majority, Malcolm goes, and the next day a note appears saying, "We have an immunity challenge today." Erik says, "Crap, I was hoping just like chill today and do nothing." Erik, isn't that what you're doing every day though? Heck, when the immunity challenge happens, the first sign of food that pops up, Erik's like, "Yeah, I'm jumping for this. I'm getting those donuts." I will give Erik this as a credit. If the goal is to finish in third and get $85,000, he's nailing that goal. I mean, it could be his goal. I don't really know. Andrea wins immunity and a clue to the idol. So back at camp,
I come from a family of diggers. Guys.
No way!
Right there. We got it. Give me some.
Erik finds the idol, and I'm thinking, fantastic. I can probably tell him what to do with the idol, and he'll do it. And before I even have a chance to start celebrating, he's already handing the idol over to Andrea. Does he learn nothing?
did you know Erik gave up immunity to Natalie? I can't believe we've gone this far in the season and no one's mentioned it since the premiere. I don't blame Erik here though, him handing it to Andrea with, by the way, everyone is there witnessing this finding of an idol. Him gifting it to Andrea puts the target on her back and not his. Him having an idol and playing it effectively would basically go against how he has played this entire game. Reynolds is voted out, and at the next immunity challenge,
Erik wins immunity, guaranteed a spot in the final six.
Erik wins immunity. The last time you had the immunity necklace in this game was the first time you played and you gave it away and were voted out. Is there any chance that happens tonight?
I'm way too scared to do that this time. Way too scared.
did you know Erik gave up immunity to Natalie? No one will ever let this fact go, ever. Cochran tells Erik that the plan is Andrea. He says, we need to blindside her and her idol. See, isn't it a good thing Erik handed it to her with all those eyes on her? But then Cochran reminds us that, can I really trust the guy that gave away individual immunity to Natalie? I'm sorry, Erik did what now? How come I've never heard of this? So they all voted tribal and...
First vote, Brenda. Andrea.
What?
Brenda. We're tied. 14th person voted out and the 5th member of our jury.
Oh, you guys.
Andrea, tribe spoken.
This is the penultimate episode. It's episode 13. How can this be the end of Erik's story? No one even wants him out. Do they? Well, the episode begins with Dawn feeling quite torn between going to the final 3 with Cochran or with Brenda. Her choosing Brenda would ultimately favor Erik, while picking Cochran would muddy the waters. It's not guaranteed Erik would be part of the final 3. But Erik has now reached day 70 of his Survivor career, and he isn't as happy as you think he would be.
I should be happy today, but I'm not. I should be really, really happy and content today, but this has been one of the hardest days yet for whatever reason. I feel like I'm in prison right now. I feel like there's just so much time. It's stretched out. I'm miserable here. This is the most beautiful prison I've ever been in my life. I think I can climb that tree. If I take my time, I think I can climb it. And as I'm climbing the tree, I'm thinking, you know what? You could fall out of this tree right now and break your leg, and then you'll leave the game. And that scares the hell out of me, because that's not what I want to do. I just want food! No coconuts, though.
I know, E.
I'm mad.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Most I've seen you climb.
Damn it.
Dude needs something to eat bad. This episode is the family visit, and while Erik's brother Kurt was the one who showed up for Micronesia, yes, I went back and checked. This time it's his other brother Richard. Erik says, this changes everything, and now I feel reinvigorated. Not that his other brother came, just seeing his family. Brenda then wins reward, picks Dawn to join her, and then Jeff gives her the ultimate conundrum. Brenda can either pick a third person to join her on reward, or give the reward to the other 4 people, making Brenda and Dawn get nothing. She chooses the latter, and in a plot twist that no one cares about besides Erik and myself, his brother Kurt, who we met on Micronesia, is here too. Nice, they got 2 family members. We then get this heartfelt scene, if the music is any indication, of Dawn being completely, emotionally devastated. Erik, he makes this heart. He cares. Again, how is this Erik's last episode? Dawn wins immunity, and the plan is to vote off Eddie. So they all vote at tribal, and...
First vote, Eddie. Eddie, 2 votes Eddie. Brenda. Brenda, we're tied. 15th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury.
Brenda.
I was honest with you guys. I was genuine with you guys.
Brenda, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
It hurts.
Survivor Finale Sunday. Only 5 castaways remain. Brain, Braun, Sherry, and Dawn.
Every day I'm paranoid. I have to win. They've totally underestimated me.
But a medical emergency
This game just got rocked again.
will knock it down to 4.
This could be my game for the taking.
This time around, I'm ready to fight.
I need to win this game. I'm willing to go any length to snatch that title.
Don't miss the thrilling Survivor season finale.
So Brenda was voted out and Erik made the finale. What gives? The finale even opens up with Jeff again reminding us that Erik gave away individual immunity to Natalie. I mean, holy crap. And he says, this time, Erik says, this time I will not make that same mistake again. Giving away immunity will not be my downfall. Okay, Erik, I guess if you say so, the show won't shut up about it though.
Your hair? What's going on?
My head is killing me and spinning.
What's going on, Erik? You guys just left Tribal a few minutes ago.
Right. In the middle of Tribal, I started to spin, and I didn't even notice it until it was like halfway through. I'm concerned that he's in a starvation state. I'm concerned that he's been pushing his body so hard, and his body compensates, that's what they do. But they reach a certain point where they can't compensate anymore. The fact that he's been dizzy and is almost passed out makes me think there's not enough blood going to his head. His pulse is very slow here, that's concerning. I understand the risks and rewards of this game, but in this case, no, you're not going.
Dr. Joe, you've officially pulled Erik from the game. Brother, after 36 days and your second time playing, your second time, you're not going to finish this one either.
Erik is medically evacuated in 5th place, the same spot he finished in last time. I guess he lived up to what he said though. He said, I'm not going out the same way again. And he's right. I believe he was guaranteed Final 3. I think Eddie was next to go. And I could see a world where he takes Sherry's spot in the Final 3 instead of her being there and doesn't ironically ask her what she did this season when he would have been asked the same thing if he reached the Final 3. So the real question is, what really happened with Erik? Well, in a video he released in 2020, he explains.
So around day like 15 or 16, somewhere in the middle, we were coming down a hill on the Goda Beach to the ocean to then swim around. There was this area that had a lot of big rocks and coral reef, and a wave came up and hit me along with everybody else, but when the wave hit me, it pushed me over and it cut my leg open. So like right in the middle of my shin, it was cut open. Day 35, go to tribal council, and I talked to Joe. He did all the vitals and all the stuff, and he said, you know, you do have an infection going on. I want you to take some penicillin. And I didn't know this until after everything, but I'm allergic to penicillin, and combined with being malnourished and dehydrated, it can have a really negative impact on you. I took the penicillin pill like right before we went to tribal council. The entire tribal council was like a blur. I thought Sherry was voted out, even though really Brenda was voted out. And I remember when Brenda got her torch snuffed, I didn't realize she was getting her torch snuffed. She was just waving to everybody. And so I was like, oh, hi, Brenda. And I waved to Brenda. And I honestly thought Sherry was voted out. I actually had a reaction to penicillin combined with dehydration and malnourishment to simplify this whole video.
Now, to me, that was just the mere important information, but I will link the full 11-minute video down in the description if you want all the information Erik has for you. So let's break this down. How is Erik as a character and as a strategist? To me, it seems like Erik is the same person as the last time, except he played scared. In my opinion, his gameplay was on max conservative mode, simply due to being ripped over and over for years and years and years for giving away individual immunity to Natalie. I know you may not have even known that it happened, but it did. He gave it away to Natalie. He was still goofy. He was still himself. Just instead of trying to win, it seemed like he was okay with settling for 3rd. Erik previously got infamously screwed, ridiculed, and then just decided to try and do nothing, in my opinion. Again, a guaranteed 3rd place game for 85K, but not a winning strategy. Did you know he gave up individual immunity to Natalie? Out of 9 character moments shown on the show, 9 were heroic and 0, believe it or not, 0 were villainous, making Erik a hero character on Survivor Caramoan. And out of 26 strategic moments shown on the show, 15 were smart and 11 were dumb, making Erik a smart strategist on Survivor Caramoan. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.